There's grooming products for you. That's all natural and handcrafted. We wanna help you swagger, style, class, and luxury. Make our products that are made for you with high quality. Yeah, so get started with Black and Black. Yeah, company, swagger, style, class, and luxury. Yeah, Black, gentlemen, Black, yeah. Company, swagger, style, class, luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com.
Y'all know what it is. It's the usual suspect. 6 draw. Buy your tickets now before chances only half apply. Cash App, $ usual 50. Tickets on sale for $10 for one, $20 for 3 tickets, and $50 for 10 tickets. Put your desired amount Name or alias as well as email address on the tickets will be set. We announce the winning ticket numbers every other Friday on Things Boxing Talk Bullshit on the low, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Remaining proceeds will go direct to the LBC meeting in Las Vegas. Shout out to the LBC and remember,
It's a usual suspect day.
y'all know what it is. It's the Find the Boxer game. Purchase a box for a chance at winning $500. 154 boxes has a missing box inside. Purchase your box or boxes by Cash App, $, usual 50/50. Include your box number, name, and email address. Your box number will be confirmed and sent direct to your email. Each box is $20 with a 154 chance of winning. Remaining proceeds will go direct to the LBC meeting in Las Vegas. Shout out to the LBC and remember,
It's a usual suspect day.
Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormy B-Man, and I am back. Welcoming you to the Tuesday Tussle for this Tuesday, March 11th, 2025. We are calling this one Boxing, the Inside Game. Yeah. A lot of the inspirations for this show will come out of the previous weekend's bouts, because I can always find some context surrounding what we may have witnessed to apply it toward a Tuesday Tussle lecture, or if you want to call it a dialogue, a conversation regarding the sport of boxing. So when we're talking about this evening, the inside game, the topic stems from something that was spoken from the women's division of boxing and something that was observed from the Gervonta Tank Davis end of boxing with his fight with Lamont Roach. So to get into that this evening, talking about the women, Caroline Dubois fought and defended her WBC lightweight title against Bo-Mi Ren Shin. And though she came away with a majority decision victory, going into the bout, she had spoken very strong, stern about her opponent not being able to match with her. The fight proved to be a lot closer once Caroline ran into something that, if you box in this sport long enough, you're bound to meet up with: fatigue. Yeah! And they have always stated that fatigue makes cowards out of men. And since women are boxing these days, it can make cowards out of the women as well once it sets in. So there's something to be said along that lines regarding that, and that's what we're going to get into. But first, allow me to take a look at the chat and see who we've got in the building this evening. I welcome everybody that has decided to grace the station with your presence. Yeah, so welcome. Let's see who we got out in the building. Universal Truth is kicking things off saying salute Sensei. Jamal Davis is out there saying salute Stormy and the chat. Peace and blessings, family. Shawalai is in the building saying blessings, Sensei and chat. And let's see who else we got out there. You guys are greeting one another. My man Eric Jordan is in the building saying salute Sensei. And he's saluting the chat as well. Tay, the real queen of MMA and combat talk, is in the building. What's going on with you, Tay? Everybody else appears to be greeting one another. My man Champion Hart has just popped into the building saying salute my brother Sensei, Stormy B-Man, and my brothers and sisters in the chat. Yeah. What's good, everybody? I hope you've had a very good day. Come back and relax with Stormy B-Man and have a little bit of boxing talk. Let's test your boxing kung fu, huh? Yeah! That's what it's all about. But, Caroline, after her fight with Bo Mi Rishin, she spoke to the ringside commentators who were interviewing her. And she readily admitted, she said, hey, I think I need to go back to the gym and work on learning how to fight on the inside. Wow. What such a rude awakening for Caroline, because she spoke with sheer confidence. The week leading up to the fight, the final presser, at the weigh-in, she spoke mightily about showing separation between herself and her South Korean challenger, Shin. Listen, if you have not polished your skills, if you have not worked, drilled, trained to do certain things, there should always be a sense of reserve. Hold fast to what you may have to comment, because just as you think you might have a grasp, there's always something to be learned. And Caroline found that out because those last 3 rounds of that fight were some of the toughest, grueling rounds of her career. She hit the wall roughly around round 6. And I could see the fatigue setting in. And her trainer, I think is Shane McGuigan, was of no assistance. Is that surprising? Not at all. Because you've heard me say fighters that fight without the use of a jab are in for a hard night. Caroline stormed out from the opening bell looking to overwhelm and overpower Bo Mi Rishin. And what was wrong was Shin had at least 23, 24 fights under her belt. And Caroline, who was just having her 11th bout, didn't have half the fights. Why would you go out as if you're Mike Tyson, looking to seek and destroy the opponent? Did they not watch film of this woman from South Korea? When I watched a couple of her fights, I was automatically able to determine that not only was she a strong fighter, meaning physically her
her weight and carrying strength at lightweight were formidable. But she seemed to be a fighter who would get stronger as the round goes on. That means that she has a good foundation. And just because she takes a good rap on the chin doesn't mean she's going to go anywhere. And that's when Caroline ran into problems, because after exerting so much stamina, energy, trying to jump on top of her challenger, just because you punch them hard doesn't mean they're going to go away. And you can believe when they did get in close, Bomi Rishin could feel Caroline breathing hard. So those few uppercuts that she was throwing to the body and loop around hooks around the elbows, yeah, experience. Learning the inside game should happen in the gym, not in the live action. If you get to that point in live action, you could learn the lesson of a loss if the inexperience is prevalent. Yeah. You see, we got a Cash App out here. The brother EJ. Let's see what we got here. It's like Christmas opening up a package, huh? Stormy B man. Ho, ho, ho. Let's see what we got here. Huh? What we got. Salute to Eric Jordan out there in the Cash App. He says, the Tussle for the Tussle and the mighty LDBC. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, brother. We appreciate your support. There's always an opportunity to make an adjustment within a bout, and that didn't happen. So Caroline ran into the wall. I think I've gone as far as I could go. Oh, you could go further, but my output, I don't think I can do as much as I was doing earlier. You're going to have to suck it up. When the final bell rang, and mind you, they only went 10, huh? Not 12. Caroline stumbled to her corner as if she was just finishing up a marathon. Bomi Rishin went to her corner, arms raised as if she was celebrating a possible victory. The psychological aspect of boxing is something else, people. I try to tell you all the time how much of the game, the sport, is mental. Steph Brown is in the building. What's happening with you, Steph Brown? He says, be well, Stormy B-Man. Salute our chat family who's in this evening. Enjoyed your voice and tune with the other brothers this morning on 78 Show. God be with you, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. That was an excellent broadcast 78 had going this morning. I had to chime in. Dank Father is in the building. What's happening with you, Dank Father? Good to see you. You've been away for a minute. Eric Jordan says Caroline Dubois is going to have to work on her stamina. She's got a lot more than stamina to work on, brother. She's a very good fighter, but very green. You know, she's only 22 years old, right? But how many times have you all heard me speak about these trainers? And they get paid pretty damn good. But I'm sorry, she's 24 years of age. I had to correct myself. Bomi Rishen is 30. She didn't rely on the jab at all. She just went wading in with physicality. Something that Bomi Rishen is accustomed to, because the Korean fighters and in Korean martial arts, a great deal of what they do has to deal with the physical aspect. They train their bodies, they train themselves psychologically to have endurance. In fact, I might say that they may give a little more to that than refined technique. So in other words, you're never going to out-tough them on average. But you can outthink. And while Caroline was displaying her youth and enthusiasm, there was very little room for the cerebral aspect of her applied science. To set everything up behind the jab was not the game plan. And it's a shame. Because had she done that, shower, she could have found herself in a better position as the rounds went on. But she went in trying to be a physical person. To jab, the educated jab of jabbing with purpose, intent, jabbing with precision and targeting specific areas, the belly, the solar plexus, the chin, the top of the forehead. She did none of this. I've talked about using your jab in defense. Your opponent is trying to do something to get off, you stick that jab out there. They try to step in with a right hand, you stick that jab out there. Disrupts the timing. They try to jab, you jab them. You could jab under their armpit. You could jab that shoulder. Variations of the jab. Double it. Single. Double to the head to the body. Double to the body to the head. Triple jabs. Step around after a jab. Step in with the jab. Step back with the jab. You could stick that jab up there to stop anything they're trying to do. We saw absolutely none of that. But what we did see was Caroline getting a little fatigued and leaning in. And Bomi was coming up with those uppercuts and hooks around the side and hooks to the head. And she caught Caroline a couple of times with a couple of solid shots. Shane said nothing regarding these things. You have 10 rounds to work with. You are not overly powerful where you could just hit a person and they fall out. So you could have picked a round after round 2 or 3 to just work the jab. Step around, work the jab, block, catch, slip, slide, jab, 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 jab. But these are technical things that she should have been able to utilize, because being a southpaw, the punches for Bo Mi, who's orthodox, are coming from the other side. So from distance to box like that would keep Shin in a place of being uncomfortable. However, salute to Ravens Nation. I see you out there. What's going on? Caroline said that she felt like she needed to go back to the gym and learn how to fight on the inside. Everything that I just talked about had nothing to do with being on the inside. But understand the breakdown. Had she been adept at those things, being on the inside would not have become an issue. She fell on the inside because she got fatigued, people. And on the inside, you feel like you can reach out and grab your opponent, wrap them up, tell them you love them, give them a hickey on their neck, rub their backside. All that nasty stuff. Unless your opponent, like Bo Mi Rishin, knows how to fight on the inside and start clocking you with uppercuts and hooks to the body, uppercuts to the solar plexus, and you feel like you got to lose your bowels in the middle of the ring. So what is Shane doing? To step to the opponent, you're a southpaw, they're orthodox. On the inside, your southpaw position no longer is advantageous for you against your opponent. Because on the inside, when you turn and you shift, being southpaw or orthodox, everything is the same. Left to right, right to left. And on the inside, you should know how to turn your opponent with that leg that's in the rear. Counterclockwise, clockwise. She ran into some difficulties. There's plenty of game film, meaning fight film footage from this bout that they could utilize to study on how to improve. But my thought process is they're not going to do so much unless they listen to something like this and are shamed into improving. And I don't say what I say to shame. I say what I say because that's all a part of the game. It's important to know the difference. Very important. I believe Bo Mi Ri Shin will fight someone else and defeat them. She almost had Caroline. The only difference is she didn't start her attack from her experienced position early enough. She started roughly around round 7. If she had started like around round 5 or 6, it would have been enough to make a difference in the scoring. It's called a sweet science for a reason, people. For a reason. So does Caroline have a lot to work on? Yes, she does. Is she young enough to still make a transition and get better? Absolutely. Will her coach and trainer not be prideful and make changes himself? That's the unknown. That's a huge unknown factor there. Now, from the men's division of boxing, what we have here Lamont Roach and Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank Davis is a mid-range fighter, you guys. Ooh. Did I let the cat out the bag? Oh, no, I didn't. Lamont Roach did when he performed like he did against Tank Davis. Tank Davis is a mid-range fighter, y'all. He's of no effect on the outside, and being as small as he is, he's not really good on the inside. But mid-range, he can jack you up. And guess what? He's a southpaw. Salute to the general. I see you out there, 78. Welcome to the show, brother. Yeah. Mid-range, he will light you up. Why? Because being a southpaw, he knows exactly where the orthodox fighters' punches are coming from. So he'll move away from you and make you chase. Mean attack, be in pursuit. And when he gets your distance and timing down, he counter pot shots you. With certain fighters, he can throw punches in combinations, but with others, he'll put a lot of heat or mustard on the shot to snap you into a surprise shot and catch you with follow-up shots. Woke is out there. What's happening, Woke? Good to see you. Antonio MMA, you're late. What's good with you? Learn is in the building this evening. See, y'all got class going full steam ahead. Now I got the general out there. Got all of y'all out here. It's time for the professor to loosen his tie up, huh? Yeah. Tank Davis is a limited fighter, but the intimidation factor has worked for him, being the A side, trying to create this facade of a murderous punching guy. You see how little he is? Yeah, he's got heavy hands. That two things can be true. You're little and you got heavy hands. But you know, when I was coming up, they had this play that ran for a long time. It was called "Your Arms Are Too Short to Box with God," huh? Yeah, it was a play. Used to play it on the radio, the commercial advertisement, whenever that play came to town. I remember that growing up. Your arms are too short to box with God. The body dimensions of these two men was quite similar. Gervonta is 5'5.5". That's little for a guy. Lamont Roach, not much bigger, but at 5'7" and solid, he has a 68-inch reach to Gervonta's 67.5-inch reach. Now I'm going to show you the difference between the two. Lamont Roach, not only did he pursue Gervonta, but he pursued him behind being able to defend himself while going forward. So Gervonta's pot shots didn't work because he was able to catch him on the arms, on the side, the elbow, and fire back, cutting down the distance on Gervonta, who's already kind of moving away, right? So he has to move a little bit faster because Lamont is approaching. Now, if you notice, certain guys would have Gervonta come after them, and then he'll trick them into doing something so he could counter. Roach was not only trying to lead, but when Gervonta would throw something, he would punch with him, taking away his pot shot advantage. Because if you're going to pot shot, when you throw the single shots, I'm throwing two. So you may not throw as many because you're worried now about what's coming back. And by Roach cutting the distance, Tank didn't have mid-range advantage. Because remember, when he fights from mid-range, which is where he's best, he's doing it on his terms, not on the other guy's terms. Frank Martin was afraid to take lead against him. Ryan Garcia got reckless and got countered against him. Hector Luis Garcia, instead of trying to box like he was supposed to, left himself wide open for a hell of a counter pot shot. And so did Rolly Romero. Isaac Cruz is hard to hit. That's why he went the distance. Chin tucked, coming in. Gervonta, he's smaller than Gervonta, so it's like he had no advantage there. Mysteriously, remember with the Cruz fight, they say he hurt his hand. We never saw him in a cast. We never saw him in the hospital. We never saw any of that. But that was what the word was, that he hurt his hand. Did he really hurt his hand, or did he hurt his feelings? Huh? That things weren't going his way against Pitbull Cruz. Well, you picked that cherry, huh? And that cherry seemed a little bit spoiled, And so therefore, he was able to go the distance with you, and he pretty much matched you with everything that you do. He does the same thing. Oops, did I say that? So you mean that Javante is the high yellow ninja version of Pitbull? Oh my God. I did say he can't fight from outside, didn't I? Your arms are too short to box with God. So what does that have to do with tonight's subject, Stormy? Boxing, the inside game. Do you remember the sequence of the fight with Lamont, where it looked like Tank put his head down and tried to go to Lamont's body with like a shoe shine, but with power? Boom, boom, boom. And Lamont went right back. Boom, boom, boom. Tank didn't do that anymore in the fight. Do you know why? Because in those instances, you're having exchanges. And I've always maintained that the best time to hit a fighter is when. Does anyone remember me saying that? Shower, you're out there. Antonio MMA, you've been with me a very long time. The best time to hit a fighter is when? That's right, Universal Truth, when he's throwing a punch at you. Because that means that's the only time that he is not completely protected and covered. So, if he's throwing a right out of his southpaw position, what punch should Lamont be throwing? Well, out of Lamont's orthodox position, he could be catching that right with his left and throwing his own right. If he's throwing a left, Lamont can throw his right or his left. Because you have to pick. That's why you learn what your opponent's timing is. You get the timing down. Because when he throws something, you could throw something. But you don't have to throw at him in a place where he's necessarily open, unless you're trying to make him think a certain shot is coming and you intend to hit him with something else. When Tank knocked out Leo Santa Cruz, Santa Cruz had thrown a certain shot a couple of times, and Tank just waited for him to throw it the next time. He threw it 3 times in a row. And on that third time when he threw that shot, Tank timed him and launched that uppercut, that left uppercut, and knocked him out. Counter punches are deadly because they're not about just throwing with the guy, but it's a timing shot. Because a lot of times when you counter a certain punch, the guy is wide open for the counter. So you step in with it. When Antonio Tarver knocked out Roy Jones in their rematch, Roy was in the process of throwing a check hook with Tarver moving in. But Buddy McGirt had just told him between the 2 rounds, get low. Because he's trying to catch you coming in. So get a little bit lower. and Tarver threw his right jab, and he come in low, and Roy leaned back to throw that check hook, and Tarver come across with his straight left and hit Roy right on the chin. Timing. In the 10th round of their first fight, Evander Holyfield hit Mike Tyson with a counter right hand because Mike tried to draw back and throw his right, and Holyfield stepped in with a short right and hit Mike on the chin. Boom, and knocked him clean across the ring like 10 feet. Tyson stumbled back like this into the ropes. And that's when Holyfield jumped on him, and then the ref jumped in and stopped the fight. Same thing can happen to Tank because he's little. Your arms are too short to box with God. Being able to fight on the inside, which I could clearly see Lamont Roach knows how to do. He can fight on the inside. So he wasn't worried about Tank. And mind you, like I said, he's a little guy. So his punches are most effective from a certain distance. Not necessarily right up on top of each other, but kind of like mid-range. Remember when he caught Rolly coming in? He leaned back, not leaned back, but he stepped back near the ropes. And when Rolly got wild with that shot, he threw a counter shot and hit him and caught him coming in. When he knocked out Frank Martin, he got Frank to back up near the ropes, feinted him with some certain shots, and then hit him with the double left. It's like elementary. Elementary. He fights Lamont again. Lamont gonna beat the crap out of him because now he knows his strength. He knows where the power punches come from, where they don't come from, and he is already in a mode that he can compete at this level. So the next thing is to step to him. That's one of the reasons why Tank's people wouldn't want him to fight him again, because stepping to him, you might find out that Tank ain't as tough as you might think he was. See, there are certain things in boxing that are revealed, especially for front runners. Front runners are people who have the roadmap laid out for them. But every once in a while, a front runner will run into a guy who is an off-roader, a guy who don't follow the same blueprint, a guy who can make adjustments on the fly. This road is closed. I'm going to take this detour, and I'm going through that door. He won't necessarily have to complain about grease and hair in his eye. He's going to have to worry about them Timbs in his ass. Yeah. Baltimore. Yeah. So here you had two examples. One with Caroline Dubois' fight, the other with the Tank Davis Lamont Roach fight, about fighting on the inside. Jamal Davis says, next time Tank will be wearing a shower cap in the ring. He gonna be wearing a bonnet. Yeah. It ain't.
Man.
Yep, a bonnet. Anyway, listen, I could do this all day, but I ain't, huh? I gotta go catch me some Z's, you understand? But before I go, you guys need to hear from my brother, the Focus Ball, huh? Yeah.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit. Making this a very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
So that's bringing us to the end, man, of another Tuesday Tussle. Listen, I use both fighters as examples, Caroline and Lamont, on how Y plus or Y negative they, were able to do what they were able to do or not. So just bear that in mind about styles and how to be a complete fighter, you build fighters from the inside out. Because if they only know the outside and are unfamiliar with the inside aspect, they're always going to have or be subjected to circumstances that are not advantageous to them at all. I want to say salute to the brother, Pac-Man Tay. I see you out there, Tay Jones. What's good with you in Black Martial Arts Society? My man Healer, the teacher. See you guys. I don't know if you were out there before I started playing the commercials, but if you came in a little late, I recommend you guys check me out from the beginning. The Tuesday Tussle is only an hour show, so I be getting on up out of here so other people can do their thing, and when you're late, you know what happens, That's a F plus. Yeah! When you come in late, Drew Titan, like you're doing right now, Trying to sneak in before the classroom bell rings, but it's already done wrong, Because the commercials. When you see the commercials, When you see Stormy B-Man merchandise, You know what that means. That means leave something in the tip basket, Yeah, whether it's the Cash App, PayPal, or merchandise. Yeah, And don't be cheap, Let it all flow. Because it's called currency for a reason. Yeah! With that being said, shout out to the mighty LDBC. We will catch you guys on the next one.
Is this now that you're here?